Hey all, my name's Michael, welcome to the channel, and we're going to be getting into some 4chan stories. If you enjoy the video, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe. Now, let's begin. Be me, 32, male bartender at this upscale cocktail lounge downtown. Been slinging drinks for about 7 years now. Moved here from Portland. Place attracts the artsy intellectual crowd, craft cocktails, and pretentious conversations. Usually deal with investment bankers trying to impress dates, grad students nursing one drink for 4 hours, divorced guys drowning their sorrows in whiskey. Pretty standard bar drama most nights. But around late 2022, I start noticing this new breed of customer. Always young women, mid-20s, come in solo or with one equally angry friend. Order expensive drinks they barely touch while ranting about society. Wear vintage band t-shirts with feminist slogans, lots of piercings, colored hair. Sit in my bar like they're holding court, waiting for someone to challenge their worldview. Conversations always sound like sociology lectures mixed with personal vendettas. Every male customer becomes a case study in toxic masculinity. Every interaction with men gets dissected and analyzed for problematic behavior. Honestly, kind of fascinating from an anthropological perspective. Then one rainy Thursday, she walks in, maybe 25, calls herself Storm because my birth name was imposed by patriarchal structures. Jet black hair with bright green streaks, wearing a leather jacket covered in political pins. Orders a mezcal neat, which honestly surprises me. Most people can't handle it straight. Immediately starts complaining about the male gaze from guys at the corner table who literally just glanced in her direction. Asks if I'm the owner because she wants to suggest implementing a consent-based seating policy. Explain I just work here, owner's actually a woman named Patricia who's cool as hell. She seems mildly disappointed that she can't lecture me about workplace exploitation. Settles into the bar stool like she's claiming territory. First conversation, she basically interviews me about my political beliefs. What's your stance on emotional labor and how it's weaponized against women? Tell her I mostly just make drinks and listen to people's problems. That's exactly the issue. Men treat women's pain like entertainment. Ask if she wants to talk about whatever's bothering her. Launches into this epic monologue about dating apps, hookup culture, and how modern men are fundamentally broken. Apparently, every guy she's matched with is either a porn-addicted fuckboy or a manipulative nice guy. Her last relationship was with someone she describes as an emotional terrorist. Asks what I think about that, like she's testing whether I'll take the bait. Tell her dating sounds rough these days. Ask what she's looking for in a partner. Someone who's decolonized their masculinity and understands systemic oppression. Fair enough, standards are important. She keeps coming back every few weeks, always sits at the same spot. Slowly starts telling me more personal stuff between the political rants. Mentions her dad left when she was 12, mom worked 3 jobs to keep them afloat. Stepdad showed up when she was 15, nice enough guy but completely clueless about teenage girls. She learned early that being loud and aggressive got her attention when being vulnerable got her ignored. Starts making more sense why she leads with her fists up. One night she comes in absolutely fuming, orders a double whiskey, which is unusual for her, starts ranting about this guy she's been seeing who failed the bare minimum test of human decency. Ask what happened. I posted about period poverty on Instagram and he liked it but didn't share it or comment. Okay, seems like a pretty minor offense. It proves he only performatively supports women's issues when it benefits him socially. Ask if she talked to him about wanting more public support. I shouldn't have to educate grown men about basic allyship. Suggest maybe he doesn't use social media the same way she does. She looks at me like I just defended war crimes. You're literally making excuses for patriarchal behavior right now. Tell her I'm just trying to understand both perspectives. She gets quiet for a minute, swirls her whiskey around. He actually brought me soup when I was sick last week. Ask how that felt. Confusing because actions like that don't align with his social media negligence. Suggest maybe people show care in different ways. Watch something shift in her expression. A few weeks later, she comes in looking exhausted. Orders her usual mezcal but nurses it instead of drinking. Tells me she broke up with Soup Guy. I gave him a list of books about feminism he needed to read and he said it felt like homework. Ask what she was hoping to accomplish with the reading list. Just basic education about women's experiences. Ask if he was curious about learning or if it felt like an assignment. Long pause. Maybe I presented it more like a requirement than an invitation. Tell her most people resist being told what to do, even with good intentions. She starts tearing up, which I've never seen before. I don't know how to connect with men without trying to fix them first. There it is, the real issue underneath all the ideology. Ask when she last felt understood by a guy without having to teach him anything. She thinks for like 5 minutes. My 8th grade English teacher, Mr. Rodriguez. Ask what made him different. He just listened to my poems without trying to correct my perspective or suggest improvements. Tell her that sounds like what she's looking for in relationships too. She nods slowly, but I'm scared if I don't educate them, they'll hurt me like everyone else has. There's the core wound. Summer rolls around, she starts coming in more frequently, tells me she's been watching couples at the bar trying to figure out how they actually connect. Notices that the happy ones aren't constantly teaching each other, they just seem to enjoy each other's company without needing to improve anything. I think I've been approaching dating like activism instead of like dating. Ask what dating would look like if she wasn't trying to change anyone. Terrifying, honestly. What if they don't like who I actually am? Ask who she actually is underneath all the political armor. She gets quiet. I don't know anymore. I've been angry for so long I forgot what else I am. Tell her anger can be useful, but it's exhausting to live there permanently. She starts coming in during slower weeknights, fewer crowds to perform for, tells me about her childhood, how she used to write stories and paint watercolors, stopped doing creative stuff in college because her women's studies professors said art without political purpose was self-indulgent. Ask if she misses creating things just for the joy of it. Constantly, but it feels selfish when there's so much injustice to fight. Suggest maybe taking care of her own soul isn't selfish. She orders a different drink that night, something lighter. Few months pass, she's noticeably different. Still passionate about social issues, but not constantly enraged. Mentions she started painting again, mostly abstract stuff. Tells me she apologized to Soup Guy. Explained that I was scared of being disappointed, so I tried to control everything instead of just trusting the process. Ask how that conversation went. Better than expected. He said he could tell I was protecting something but didn't know how to get past my walls. Ask if they're trying again. Maybe, but I'm focusing on figuring out who I am when I'm not fighting something first. Smart approach. One night near closing, she comes in looking peaceful, which is wild to see. Orders a simple gin and tonic, sits quietly for a while. Finally says, I think I confused being strong with being hostile. Ask what changed her mind. Started noticing how exhausted I felt after every political argument online. Tell her outrage is addictive, but it doesn't actually fuel sustainable change. Yeah, and it definitely doesn't fuel sustainable relationships. She laughs, first genuine laugh I've heard from her. You know what's funny? I spent years saying men don't listen, but I never gave anyone a chance to speak. There's the breakthrough. Last time I saw her, she brought someone with her. Nice looking guy, kind of quiet, let her order first. They're having this normal conversation about movies and travel plans. No lectures, no testing, just two people enjoying each other's company. She catches my eye and smiles. First time, she's looked actually happy. Later, when he goes to the bathroom, she leans over. Thanks for not trying to convince me I was wrong about everything. Tell her I just poured drinks and listened. That's exactly what I needed. Someone to witness the mess without trying to clean it up. She leaves a huge tip that night. Haven't seen her in a couple months, but I heard through other customers that she's doing well. Apparently started a blog about healing from activism burnout, helping other women figure out how to care about justice without sacrificing their own peace. Good for her. Turns out behind all that rage was just a scared kid who wanted to matter to someone. Once she felt heard, she didn't need to yell anymore. Funny how that works. People just want to be seen for who they really are. My job is basically professional witnessing with a liquor license. Could do worse things with your life. Another satisfied customer, I guess.